further ado, we're going to call up Daniel Musto. He is your moderator for the first panel. He is a celebrity stylist and amazing friend of mine. And here we go.
Thank you, Sarah. Sarah started simply, so round of applause for her. She is the reason we are all here today, bathing in this beautiful California sun. How do we feel right there? You're going to have a nice tan. I'm from New Jersey. I like a nice tan, right? New Jersey's the other orange county. We have an orange county there too, but they're not as pretty there as they are here. I'm going to be moderating the menswear panel. I'm joined by some very dear friends of mine, some new friends of mine, and we're going to update you on what is hot in fashion for fall and winter. I call it winter, so hashtag that too today. We're going to try to start something. I'm a celebrity stylist, and I dress a lot of men, I dress a lot of women. I was up till 4 o'clock last night styling The Rock's new show on NBC in a town called Irwindale. It's nowhere near here, and it's nowhere near my house, so I'm a little sleepy. I'm going to leave these sunglasses on. Number one fashion tip, right? Bags under your eyes, sunglasses on, right? Steven Tyler taught us that one. All right, let me welcome up my panelists. Come on up, guys. Everybody at once, come on. Like a band, right? It feels like the Grammys when these three walk up. And where do you want me to sit? Do we know what's over this way? Okay, have a seat, guys. Spread out, have some fun. Scoot down a little more.
We like each other, though.
Ashley Weston's one of the biggest stylists in Hollywood. She gets the whole couch to herself.
Yes.
All right, so we're at StyleWeekOC here at Fashion Island, one of my favorite malls because we are outside enjoying what we love the most, shopping, right? We love to shop. That's why we're all here. I've loved to shop since I'm maybe 10 years old. I remember starting to put outfits together at the Gap. And now here I am wearing designer. So you never know where your career will bring you if you have big dreams. To my left, your right, is Doug McLaughlin. He is the husband of the beautiful Lydia McLaughlin from The Housewives. He is the founder and editor-in-chief for Nobleman Magazine, which is his current focus. But this guy right here not only has 3 sons, but he in college launched a full-service marketing firm and opened an art gallery. So he makes my college career at FITM downtown in LA just getting drunk at the bars. Pretty lame, right? That's why he is way ahead of me in the world. And then those 3 sons you have, I feel like there's going to be a lot of menswear in the house in about 15 years, right?
All of this will be all hand-me-downs.
Send it to me first and I'll send it back. Also, we have Ashley Weston here. As I said, she's one of the biggest menswear stylists in Hollywood and in New York. The Hollywood Reporter has referred to her as one of Hollywood's most powerful stylists. How does that feel?
I mean, they're words.
I know.
I'll take the compliment.
Power in petite form, right? And then New York Times actually named her the woman who dresses Hollywood's leading men. How about that? She also gets 3 million views per month on her YouTube channel that she does with her husband, Dorian. And one time a few years ago, back when we were both sort of stepping into bigger things, I reached out to her for a shoe contact, and unlike most stylists, she actually replied and gave it to me. So I'd like to thank you in front of this entire shopping center for expanding my resources, because that rarely happens. And then we have Jay Fig. You can follow him on Instagram at Rule of Thumbs. On my Insta feed, he's my resident menswear influencer. I must watch your stories a lot because the algorithm always makes you the first thing that comes up.
Oh, that's great.
Or they just know I have a little crush on you.
One person seeing my story.
In real life, he's one of my favorite dancers in the world. He also kills it on roller skates and always shows up in an outfit. And he's got an infectious laugh that sticks. He started his influencer career in 2013. And now he produces endless content for an array of brands who I hope are paying him well. He's a modern guy who adds a dose of comfort with his laid-back LA flair. And he's one of GQ's top 10 menswear influencers. So congratulations on that. GQ is not somebody bad to have in your team, right, Ashley?
Not at all.
All right, so we're doing a panel here. So I'm going to ask a lot of fun questions. And I want to make sure that you're really listening to these answers and knowing that we are here with Simply for a purpose, and we are here to help expand and grow and come together and really face fashion and beauty with a smile. And unlike most conferences where we're a bit stuffy, I want to make sure that you're gathering questions for us as we go, because we love hearing from you at the end. First, Doug, can I ask you, what was your first menswear brand you ever recognized as aspirational? For example, growing up in New Jersey in the woods, I saw somebody riding a horse wearing a Burberry jacket. I found out it was very expensive, and then I wanted it, right, at 12 years old. So what was it for you?
Starting with me?
Yeah, you.
So I love to travel, and I just remember seeing the ads for Louis Vuitton, their timeless luggage. And so I think, to me, getting a piece of luggage that can last you a lifetime, that's made with quality, that to me was like, oh, I want a piece of that to take with me on any journey I go on.
He's all about the hand-me-down, right? He wants to make sure it lasts forever so those little ones get it one day.
Time.
I love that. So Louis Vuitton luggage. How about you, Ash?
So for me, it was just before I started in menswear. And it was actually about 10 years ago when I first laid eyes on my husband, actually. So we were in the lobby, I was with a friend, and I heard I was waiting for the elevator, and I heard it ring, so I knew the elevator doors were gonna open. And this man walked out of the elevator, and he was dressed in this impeccably tailored charcoal gray suit, white dress shirt, beautiful silk black tie that was tied perfectly, and I was just in awe, and I was like, who is that person? I need to meet him. And so a few years later, here we are, and yeah.
I was hoping you were talking about him the whole time, right? That he wasn't the second part of the story.
No.
He's a tall glass of water, everybody. He's on your right. You can't have him. So, Jay, how about you?
I think for me, it was one of those moments where you're like, as a child, you see the classic Ralph Lauren, and it's just so clean, and it's very much so who I've modeled my life around. Not just like the clothing itself, but like the lifestyle and the brand that it stands for and what it is. It's heritage, it's Americana, it's beautiful, it's timeless. So I definitely always gravitate towards more of that clean aesthetic, and I think that that's probably the launching point for me, which is like the clean Ralph Lauren vibe.
Did anyone here see the Ralph Lauren show that just happened? 50 years? 50 years, how about
amazing.
that? Talk about a career, right? Know that it can happen when you do something simple, all-American brand, and it lasts. So I totally respect that, and I agree with you on that one. Hey, Doug, signature style in 2 words. Give me 2 words for your signature style.
Mine, California Gentleman.
Oh, that's good. Nobleman Magazine, the California Gentleman edition. Ashley, how about you?
So for styling my clients, I would say timeless, modern.
Timeless and modern, amazing. You want those outfits to last, right? You want those images to last forever. A lot of times we as stylists do vision boards, and we pull images from the internet of other people's work to show a client what the direction we want to go in, and I want to make sure that yours are lasting forever on those vision boards, right?
Yeah, I mean, what's really important is, for me at least, I gravitate towards really classic pieces, but I want to be able to insert my clients' personalities into those pieces and to really make the outfit special. And so I think that there's a fine balance between going overboard and doing just enough to really set it apart, but still have it look really refined.
Amazing. And how about you, Jay?
Modern casual.
Modern casual. I think relax is if you had to pick a 3rd word for you, right? Jay's always in something that looks very comfortable.
Well, I was going to say, it's like, my other word was going to be subtle boldness, but
Interesting,
those are
subtle
my 2
boldness.
words.
Well, it doesn't hurt to have 2 sides of your style, right? You
Right.
could definitely think of 2 contradicting terms that deal with you on an everyday. How many of you get ready in the morning and don't like your outfit by 3 p.m.? Right? Has that happened to you before? You're like, who was I this morning and why did I put these shoes on? Sometimes it's because they hurt and sometimes it's because you just don't like them anymore.
Yeah.
So it can change that fast. All right. Like I said to you, favorite winter styles. What are we wearing this winter? Doug?
I love coats. I love layers. It's hot today, but I mean, with a vest. Winter, I switch it up to more of a down, puffy vest. I highly suggest you add one to your wardrobe, specifically with a collar that pops up nice. It comes in handy when you're traveling somewhere. But that you can layer under a sports jacket. You can layer under a motorcycle or a bomber jacket. Gives you a little bit more depth. I think that layer, you got to have it for winter.
Totally. A lot of people will ask us, as you know, Ashley, right? And as a stylist, what accessories do I wear with a? So when people ask me what accessories to wear with a vest, I always say biceps, right? You need to have those arms like Doug here, kind of showing on the side to square it all up, right? So you don't look like you're seating people at the movie theater.
That's
right?
the balance.
You want to be
right?
the hot guy. How about you, babe?
Okay, so for me, I like a good uniform. So I think for the fall, winter, for us it needs to be winter because fall is still super hot here. But I love a good tweed sport coat paired with a beautiful Oxford shirt, dark wash jeans, and a great casual boot. So like a brown leather boot is always really nice. And if you are getting cold, then you can add like another layer underneath the sport coat with like a cardigan and add like maybe a tan color to add like a little bit of punch of color. So yeah, that's my uniform that I love on men for the fall winter season.
I love that too. I love that for the women too. You can take inspiration from this menswear panel and come up with fun androgynous ways of spicing up your look. Jay, how about you?
For me, I'm all about colors, so I think this season we're gonna see a lot of yellows and mustards, and I think that's a huge one, like one of my biggest trends that I'm following. Chunky sweaters, anything that kind of, it's like a resurgence of like minimal fits, right? I feel like there's this beautiful resurgence of like classic minimal outfits. So like an all blue, like an all navy outfit, you know, like if you're wearing a heavy coat over some sleek navy slacks and just like a navy sweater, it looks so polished and clean, and yet you're like living the time, you know, it's so good.
There's such proof in yellow looking great. I mean, a lot of people were afraid of that color before. I actually, if you watch the Hollywood Medium on E, I dressed Tyler Henry, and as you know, he's not as jersey tan as I am, so I would always avoid yellow for him. And I actually ordered a shirt for him by mistake. I hit the wrong color when I was ordering it on ASOS, and it ended up coming and he tried it on, and now we wear yellow constantly because it also works on his lighter skin. So it was a way of proving that you need to sort of step out of your boundaries and fall into new colors and try things on, especially when you're here at the mall. Like, what's better than going into Neiman's and trying on a very expensive yellow jacket, right? Really exploring those boundaries. We all hate to pack, right? Who hates to pack? It's the worst thing ever. Do you wait till the morning before you leave? You're like, my flight's in 3 hours and I have an open suitcase on my floor. But there's also some fun things to pack for. I want to find out what vacations you look forward to packing to.
I love packing for Mexico. But same way, so my wife likes to pack days ahead of time, get it all ready, and I stress her out by waiting 30 minutes for the flight. But you just throw it in there. I kind of know what I already want. Mexico is easy because I love the vacation where it's hot and warm, and so you have some swim trunks and flip-flops and all that stuff, and then at night, we like to get out and get a babysitter for the kids, go get some nice dinner, so we'll bring some linens and some, a good pair of like white chinos that you can just wear anywhere.
It sounds like you don't need wheels on your luggage. Right? See, it sounds like you don't need wheels on your luggage. It's all nice and light when you go to Mexico.
Keep it light.
I love that she packs a few days before. I'm so that too. And if you follow Lydia on Instagram, it's OC Lydia, but we might need to do OCD Lydia, right? Because she likes to start in advance like OCD Daniel over here. What do you love packing your clients for, Ashley?
Ooh, so I actually love packing, not for myself, but for my clients. And for me, it's usually for their press tours. So when my client goes on a press tour, we're packing sometimes upwards of 20 to 25 outfits at a time. So it's a lot of luggage, and everything has to be extremely organized. But I love just being able to put together all of these beautiful looks that, we have our daytime press looks, and then we have the evening premiere looks. But I'm really OCD and meticulous about how I pack. I have every outfit in their individual garment bag, paired with socks, underwear, the shoes, jewelry, everything is packed for that outfit in the one garment bag, and then we'll pack all of that up. But mine's press tours. I love press tours. It's so much fun to create a story.
Because they get to be so many people. They get to be so many people on a press tour.
I love 20 great outfits for 2 weeks.
Who travels with a steamer? Do you put a steamer in your suitcase when you travel? Right?
Oh,
it's the best. Now, do you steam your clients' clothes before they go in and then they touch them up when they get there, or do you just leave it all to the destination?
So I don't steam it before. Well, it's already pressed anyways by my tailor. But once I pack it, I always tell them, please take out the outfit and get it pressed immediately when you're at the hotel.
Got it.
Yeah.
Great. And how about you, Jay?
I love packing for anything that includes a pool. I am like, give me a pair of trunks and like some, like he said, like linens, anything that's light and easy. You can just kind of throw away, roll it up, and just throw it in a bag, and you're good to go. Like, that is like my favorite thing to pack for.
If you follow Jay on Instagram, you'll know why, because he has a six-pack.
And I work hard.
Anything that, I say six-pack and things just fly. I am so powerful. If they only saw mine right now, I have a one-pack. And if I lean forward, it looks like a bagel. Hey, Jay, where'd you get your Instagram name, Rule of Thumbs, from?
Okay, so this is actually a funny story. I started Instagram back in the day when like it was cute to like come up with these like little cute names.
Like
for
a screen
yourself.
name,
yeah,
like an AIM,
name,
right?
Like an AIM, and you'd come up with this little cute thing or whatever. So my friends have always called me Thumbs, and just it was a thing. I don't know where that came from. It just became a thing. And so then I was like, oh, well, that's a cool little play on words. I'll just call it Rule of Thumb. Everyone knows, like, everyone follows a rule of thumb. So it's like, why don't I just call myself Rule of Thumbs? So I created that, and it stuck. And I have tried to change my name to, like, my pseudonym, which is JFig, but someone has it and won't give it up. So I'm like, Rule of Thumbs it is.
And people want to charge a lot of money when you want their Instagram
Yeah.
names now. I'm like, are we bartering on the internet right now?
I know, right?
I tried to get Prince Charming with the word Prints because I'm known for my prints on my feed. And this guy who is a photographer thinks that he needs it more than I do.
Oh, gosh.
And he has 1,000 followers. I was like, listen, buddy, I'll give you $1,000. He wanted more. What's your favorite neutral, Ash?
Black.
Ooh, don't you like how she said it?
No hesitation.
Black.
Black. That's my favorite neutral. Absolutely.
Okay,
I mean,
great.
it's just so easy to incorporate into the rest of your wardrobe because with black, you can pair it with any color out there. And I do believe you can pair navy with black
Agreed.
as well. I know that there was clearly. Look,
Hello.
it looks so good
hello.
on you. But black's my favorite neutral.
I
hands
love that.
down.
And for you, my friend, what was the first step to starting your magazine? Did you like do a Google search? Did you call someone for help? What do you do when you're like, I would like to start a magazine without fear to step forward into it?
Oh, well, there's a lot you could do before, but first you need a great name. And speaking of Google search, finding
Yep.
a name that's not trademarked, that's not already taken. So one, beyond the vision and the point of view and doing a magazine that's unique and I think has a different voice than what's out there, that was number one. Finding a name took weeks and weeks. And my background is in marketing and coming up with names. I tend to write a lot of things down, sleep on it,
Yep.
come up with ideas. Came to me in a dream.
Okay.
I woke up in the dream and I woke up Lydia. I said, I thought of the name. It's called Nobleman. It's going to be a magazine that's fashion and luxury, but also have purpose and character and have heart. And so I thought that was there. I saw it as plain as day in a dream. That doesn't happen.
I love that you
And
woke
then
her up. She was probably dreaming
Yeah,
about
right.
packing, right? She's probably like, babe, I'm dreaming about packing. Why are you waking me up? Did you have any other names in the running?
Oh, not that I remember.
Got it, yeah.
Nothing that good.
I once asked the owner of Dry Bar if she ever had any other names for Dry Bar, and she was like, for a minute we called it Straight Bar, but then I realized that gay people want nice hair too. I was like, see, I love this story. I'm glad I asked. Ashley, what are your favorite men's bags? Do you love a backpack? Do you love a briefcase? What are your guys wearing?
Yes. So for backpacks, I am obsessed with Air backpacks, AER. It's a San Francisco brand. It is the chicest but most utilitarian item. It's so well made, and so that's my favorite backpack. And then for a weekender bag, I love a leather weekender bag, and I think that Frank Clegg makes a really good one. I mean, I have a Louis Vuitton, but I think Frank Clegg makes a really classic black, well-constructed weekender bag. So those are my two.
I actually love the backpack section at Bloomingdale's because they always look classy, like a messenger bag or a briefcase. There's like a really good, they have the utilitarian look, but there's also that clean, sophisticated. Because for me, when I'm traveling, I always have so much. I need to like utilize my whole body to carry everything. So that's why I love a good backpack. I totally agree with you on that one. Do you have a favorite bag, Jay?
Yes, I love a backpack. I used to carry a briefcase for a long time, and then I just came up on a Shinola backpack that I fell in love with, and you've seen it. But I carry it with me. It's like my walking office. It's like I carry all my life in there, and it's so sleek and chic, and just like it's a beautiful brown leather. It's aging beautifully. It's tough. It looks like a good piece, and it just adds another flair to the element of style.
I love it. I love a bag for a gift, too, because it always fits. I feel like every man loves to get a duffel or a backpack for the holidays or for a birthday or a congratulatory moment, and I couldn't agree with you guys more.
Yeah.
Hey, Doug, did you have to give anything up to be successful, right? We all had to move, or you have to say goodbye to a friend who doesn't believe in you. Mm-hmm. Did anything happen that you were like, goodbye, new beginning, let's do this?
You give up sleep.
Okay.
And I gave up watching TV. We used to watch a lot of TV at night and maybe watch a movie before bed. Now it's kind of like planning for the next day and finishing off to-do lists so the next day you could start fresh, even making a to-do list for the next day. That's kind of what I gave up the most. And for me, it's about balance and free time I get. I don't watch sports games. All my friends are like, "Oh, do you have a football team or baseball team you're into?" And I honestly, I don't watch that.
I don't either. Could
I
you
either
believe
either
it?
spending time with the kids or working or planning a vacation.
Amazing. Anyone else give up TV to be successful? It's a tough one, right? Especially when we are inspired by it, right? I'm sure Ashley and Jay could agree. We are in the entertainment business. We're in the fashion business. We are here to make people on TV beautiful. Yet we're saying goodbye to cable. It's like, it's such a weird thing.
There's no time, especially if you have a ton of clients. You have very little free time. So it's like, what do you want to do with that? And so for me, I want to spend time with my family. I feel like I have so many different hats. I've got all my clients. I mean, it's Emmy's weekend, so it's crazy enough to even be here.
Yeah, the fact that we even got her is insane.
I have 7
She is
clients
juggling
this
7
weekend.
clients for the Emmys right now. How
Yeah.
many assistants do you need to carry that?
Only 2. I've got a very efficient team. My team is really on top of it. I don't like having a big team. I like to make sure that my team can handle everything. So I've got 2 people, but yeah, I've got 7 clients this weekend, and then also in the middle of planning a wedding, soon to be husband. So
Yeah.
we're getting married in a few months or a few weeks, and then renovating a house, and then I also have my YouTube channel, and it's a lot. It's a lot.
I can't
So
believe we got you today.
definitely giving up sleep, and time management is very important for.
I applaud you for having 2 assistants. I'm assuming they each have like 5 arms, 3 eyes, right? Like
They work long hours.
they work long hours.
Like me.
But your dreams are going to take a long time, and the longer you work on them every day, the shorter that timeline is.
Right.
I feel like everyone's major goal, we go from A to Z. I like to shorten the alphabet a little bit. I think that's a really fun way of looking at it and making it seem more simple. There's a lot of letters in the alphabet, but we do so much with them. And if you can reach your goal at P, Q, halt it and get there faster. A, B, C, D. What styles do you avoid, Doug?
Ooh, I don't do a ton of streetwear. So
Okay.
I try to avoid, even on weekends, and I also try to avoid traveling traveling in your PJs is a big no-no to me.
Oh.
Really, anyone.
Agreed.
I think I like the idea of traveling, but looking sharp. I think
Agreed.
there's so many ways to do it now. In men's fashion, you
Definitely.
can get pants and suits, and trust me, get a good suit, and it will feel great on a plane.
Yeah, and I know if you go to Suit Supply or Bonobos, they have stretch now. So you can get something that stretches and feels a little bit more comfortable. I have this rule that if my flight is more than 6 hours, I have to be in something comfortable down below. But then I'll do the leather jacket and a nice button down on top. But sometimes you just want to kick the leg up on the window, that feeling, or ball something up and make it a pillow. So there's different limitations for me. I'm way more comfortable at the airport. My favorite airport story quickly is we've all seen Betsy Johnson's suitcases and purses everywhere, right? Big, bold, colorful. And you always wonder if these designers are wearing their stuff. I was at LAX once and saw her running 8,000 miles an hour through the airport trying to catch a flight with her Rolly suitcase that was you see everywhere.
Yeah.
And that was a fun moment for me at the airport where fashion met the designer and I was like, oh my God, this will never happen again in my life. What styles do you avoid, Jay? And talk about styles you avoid, not people.
No, actually, you know what? I agree with Doug, actually. I have always, it's as crazy as this sounds, I don't understand how people, even to the grocery store, I am not a person to wear sweats out of the house. I don't understand it. Athleisure is a thing, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
And people in LA have taken it a little too overboard. You should not be having dinner in your sweats. So I think athleisure wear, and it's this whole sweats moments is cute, but it's we can avoid it. You can throw on a nice pair of jeans and a t-shirt and look 10 times better. You never know who you're gonna run into. It could be, your future husband opening the elevator door, or
Betsy Johnson.
or
at
Betsy
LAX.
Johnson in the airport. So I always feel it's important to just take a second, look at yourself, and say, okay, do I really want to go out on the street in this? And also impress yourself. Have fun with your clothes. It's there for a reason. And I feel we all wear that confidence with what we wear. So,
Ashley, do you have any clients you'll name by name who use the word comfort and comfortable when they're asking you to
I
dress
think
them?
every single client and guy out there wants to they want to look good, but they still want to stay comfortable. They want to feel comfortable. And the biggest thing for me is to show them that that's extremely possible, that you can look great and be in a beautiful either sport coat or a pair of pants or whatever the outfit is, a suit, and still feel really good, and that it's breathable, that it doesn't feel too tight, but it's still impeccably tailored. So I think that there is definitely a balance, and it's just showing them different options and ways that they can put pieces together to achieve an elevated but comfortable look.
I love that. I feel like you could accomplish that here at Vince, right? Especially off of Jay's. Like a nice button down, a good pair of jeans that have a little bit of stretch, and then beautiful leather sneakers. That can elevate your look and you're still comfortable.
Well, I was going to say, like, it's interesting. Like, menswear, I mean, itself has come such a long way. And I think that, it just takes a little time and effort to just actually, like, notice that menswear is a huge thing now. And it's not not your dad jeans anymore. It's not like your old sneakers anymore. It's like you can look beautifully just with little minimal effort.
I love that. When I was in high school, I was the only kid in my school. There were 1,000 students. We were in the middle of nowhere. I was the only boy who really cared about the way he looked. And I would show up to school, and people weren't so nice about it because they were threatened by my ability to go outside of the limitations and to sort of dress more like I was in the city than in the country. And now that I have friends with kids and you speak at schools and you meet 15-year-old, 16-year-old boys, they're all dressing. They're all dressing well, no matter where they are. So it's really interesting to see what this next generation of menswear is and how much more important it is. Because obviously, Fashion Island makes it more, it makes it easier for those young boys to wear cooler clothes because they're actually in stores now and you don't have to travel different places to find them or go to Europe or go to Japan. It's all here. And that's huge for me. Like, it gives me the chills to think of the ability for all of these young people to express themselves and be able to.
I think it's a really exciting time in menswear. I feel like now more than ever, men are encouraged to actually dress up and look great, and dress up is relative. I'm not saying you need to wear a suit, but to actually, that it's almost like they're finally given permission now to show off their sense of style, whatever that may be, because you don't need to be in a suit to be stylish. You can be stylish in a polo and some dark wash jeans and a sneaker. So I think that there are so many, there's a lot of different options out there, and it's very accessible now. You don't have to just shop at go to Neiman's. You can go to you can go to Vince, you can go to H&M, wherever, and you can still create a strong look with that.
I agree. This one's for the boys. When you feel like your clothes aren't fitting properly, what's your go-to workout to make things suck right back in? I love that, because sometimes you try on a pair of jeans and they don't fit, or you try on a jacket and it's a little loose in the arms. Like, what's your go-to workout when you want that suit to fit nice?
I just got into boxing recently.
Amazing.
So Lydia and I, one thing we love to do together is working out. So we try everything from boot camp classes to just gym stuff, but this new gym opened up called Box House, and that's been sort of that I'm not a big cardio guy. I like to do weights or do surfing or do something outside. Boxing combines all of it, and it's a great workout. You leave just drenched and feeling great.
How about you, Jay?
Give it a try.
I'm a big advocate for Barry's Boot Camp. Like, I go 4 days a week.
You do go really early in the morning.
I go early in the morning, and I get it done in an hour, and it's really easy, and it just makes you feel good, and the workouts are efficient. There's a mix of cardio, there's a mix of weights, so that's my go-to.
Love that. And Ashley, do you ever have a conversation with your guys about hey, maybe some bicep curls wouldn't hurt? Does that ever happen?
No, I mean, I think the extent of my conversations with them is if they've gained maybe a little bit of weight, men know when they're trying on clothes and it's the usual size that I pull for them and that it's tight. So it's oh, okay, that's all right. We'll figure this one out. And my go-to is especially if they've gained a little bit of weight, I love a Spanx t-shirt.
Yeah, she was saying that earlier. The Spanx undershirts are supposed to give you that extra little cinch, even as a guy.
Yeah, in case, maybe it's the holidays, you gained a couple of pounds. Spanx undershirts are fantastic. They just suck you in if you gained a couple of pounds, so that your suit or your sweaters can just, it almost airbrushes your torso, so that everything that you have currently in your closet still fits, and you don't have to go out and let out things.
I always need that because I love cheese fries at a bad hour of the night. So I tell my girls that I dress, I'm here's a couple cheese fries dresses that can allow you to eat what you want. You go to the wedding, you go out after the award show to Astro Burger, like you want to have some fun. And it goes for the guys too. You got to have your little things that you can do to, have fun, but still look great in your clothes. Okay, a couple quick questions. Doug, skinny ties versus wide ties?
Oh, 100% skinny ties.
Right.
But my signature style, I'm into knit ties as well. So it's skinny knit tie. That's kind of my signature. Not today, but
I've seen them at Suit Supply. Yeah, they're amazing. And then, Jay, do you ever incorporate any women's items into your style, like jeans or maybe like an Hermes scarf, or is there anything or sunglasses? Like these are women's shades I have on.
Yeah, I'm huge on accessories. So I'm like, everything about me is you can throw on a very sleek outfit and just have fun with what you're throwing on top of it. So like, I'll wear like women's jewelry or like rings or like necklaces. Definitely glasses are like huge. I mean, you just have to find what works for you. We don't live in that world anymore where it's like, gender specific. Like, you can definitely go into the women's section and shop. I've tried on women's jeans before that fit great. It's just a matter of just finding what works for you, And I think these whole gender rules are like kind of outdated. So, but definitely accessories is the best way to start. Like, I feel like, if you see a pair of glasses you like that's hanging in the sales section at the women's area and you're just like, let me try these on real quick because they're on sale, like, why not?
Go for it.
Like, no one's gonna judge you for your cool sunglasses.
I love that. And Ashley, loafers or lace-ups? I love both, but is there one that you gear more toward when you're dressing your guys?
It all depends on the season. So spring and summer, loafers, and then fall, winter. Well, really, the rest of the year you could do a lace-up, but I love a loafer during the spring and summer months.
Amazing.
For sure.
And do you like to do it with or without the sock?
With or
With or without socks?
No socks.
No socks.
Absolutely no socks.
Absolutely no socks. You hear that, everybody? You heard it here first.
The ankle skin.
Lose the socks.
But by no socks, you mean
No show socks.
No
You
shows.
can do no-show socks, but just make sure that none of the sock is exposed.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're wearing a penny loafer, it's really uncomfortable to go without socks because it's stiff leather. But if it's a suede driving mock, then you could easily wear that without a sock.
Yeah.
I love that. I actually buy the women's no-shows because they're extra small on my feet, so they don't show.
I buy them
Barely
for my
held on to
clients.
toes,
They're the best. And then give me Jay,
Yeah.
when you're searching for something sexy, what's your go-to piece?
Ooh, sexy. I am a huge fan of a tank top, like a loose-fitting tank top that just kind of shows off your glow and you're like who you are. I feel like that's a sexy piece.
I love a tank top under a blazer with loafers in the spring, summer. I think that looks cool.
If you throw on some, it was my move this whole summer. Like a loose-fitting tank, or even a tighter-fitting tank, and just like throw some necklaces on there and just like let it breathe underneath the blazer. It just looks so sleek and chic, but like you're still feeling yourself and you still feel sexy.
Of course. And Doug, we know you don't prefer comfort. You want that sophisticated look. But if you want something sporty, is it like a bomber jacket, or do you have a track pant that you'll wear? Is there something that's in your closet?
I have this incredible leather jacket. It's going to be hand-me-down to one of my boys, and it's Xenia black leather bomber jacket, and it fits like a glove. It just makes you can wear it with jeans and a t-shirt. It just makes everything look cool and sporty and kind of fresh.
You could probably even wear it after berries or boxing on a cold day, right? That's a cool kind of look, the leather bomber.
Yeah.
And Ashley, if your client wants to get a little playful, is it a polka dot? Is it a stripe? What do you play with?
I love playing with either the shirt, so a good pattern shirt. I think that's a really easy way to just kind of insert your personality and fun into your outfit, but just make sure the rest of the items that you're with the outfit are more muted and neutral and solid, because you don't want a bunch of patterns competing with one another, because that's just a recipe for disaster. And so, I think shirting is a really easy way. Also, ties are really great. So if you're someone that gets suited up, I think ties, have fun with them. Socks, have fun with them. And those are, I think, really easy ways to just kind of mix it up a little bit.
I love that. I'm learning so much. I'm going to be so much more handsome next week, right? And Jay, I talked earlier about how you tear up the dance floor, and we were talking about comfort here. What's your go-to shoe for like a night out?
Ooh, I love a good like white lace-up, high-top Chuck or All-Stars Converse. What they go by so many names. But yeah, all white shoes. I've never been a fan of black shoes for some reason, so it always has to be a clean white shoe. Since I was a child, since I was in middle school, since I could buy my own shoes, I remember always gravitating toward nice, sleek, white pair of shoes. And even if they get dirty on the dance floor, like it just gives them some edge, and you have a story to tell. And why
I love
not?
that. And Doug, what's Lydia's favorite thing you wear?
Ooh.
Because I do value the opinion of a spouse. You know, they see you every day get dressed, and they have opinions, right? We all have opinions about our spouses.
She has really, I mean, she likes it when I wear a suit, but recently I got a really almost like a nude color suit, really, not white, but just off-white, and just wore all that with a crisp white shirt, and she was just in heaven. She loved how that looked. She kept commenting. It's kind of a bold look for a guy to do, because I'm more comfortable in blues and grays and browns, so it was out of my comfort zone, and I saw some photos that we took, and she really liked it.
She's always right. If she's somewhere listening, Lydia, you're always right. Ashley, stores at Fashion Island, what are some of your favorite for men that we could check out today?
I love Brooks Brothers. Actually, Brooks Brothers is making my fiance's suit for the wedding. But Brooks Brothers, I love their suiting. They have a great red fleece line that has a little bit of stretch, and it has more of a slimmer fit. But they're a great company for suiting, dress shirts. They actually founded the Oxford dress shirt way back when. So, but they're fantastic. And I mean, I love the men's shoes section at Neiman's.
Yeah.
It's just like, I feel like a kid
It's
in a
heaven,
candy
right?
shop.
It's so heaven. I feel that way about the men's and the women's at Neiman's. I could get lost. There's just such variety, and you could be so playful yet so refined at the same time with all the selection there. And moral of her story is, if you're a man who's single and loves clothes, marry a hot stylist in LA, because you get all the leftovers from everybody.
You definitely do, especially if you're sample size.
What are some of your favorites in the mall, Doug?
Oh, hands down, Gary's. And it's been an icon, I think, at this mall for a long time. And a lot of times think, oh, that's an older guy store, but they have G-Star, they have Hugo Boss, they have a great shoe selection. And they have a brand that is personally my favorite brand right now. It's an Italian brand. If you like Brunello Cucinelli, this is called Eleventy, and it's Italian, comfortable, like office, casual.
Amazing. I love Rod and Gun too. Do you ever go in there? Rod and Gun's great. And Jay, how about you? Did we say all your favorites
Actually,
already?
I was gonna say Rod and Gun is actually one of my favorites. It's they have great fedoras. Their fedora is amazing. I have no problem raving about them because that is my favorite hat.
You're always in a good hat, too.
You look good in a
wear
hat. I don't. I look like a washed-up boy band member
I
in a
like
hat.
a good hat moment. That might be another sexy thing I wear, but no.
Just the hat.
Just a hat. No, but yeah, definitely Rod and Gun. Suit Supply is amazing because you can literally walk in there and they will custom make a suit for you. And I think for every body shape, it's important to be able to find a suiting company that will actually cater to your body, and to your needs. And we're not all made equally, so it's good to have a place where you can just walk in and get your own custom suit. And of course, Brooks Brothers is staples. They've been dear friends of mine for a while, and they always do amazing work, so can't be mad at that.
Gotta love the classics, right?
Always with a classic.
Oh, this was so fun. I haven't talked about menswear for a full panel ever, so this is my first time actually covering menswear ever. And it's so amazing to talk about all the different layers and levels of it, and the interesting parts of it that we don't really think of, because a lot of times our guys are second in line to our girls when we shop. We're usually just the ones waiting outside the dressing room and then running in quick to get whatever we need, right? So it's really nice to hear all that. Up next, we're going to have a beauty panel moderated by Allie Grant, a dear friend of mine, Louise Rowe, who hosted a show called Fashion Star on NBC that I styled back in the day. She's on there. From 4 to 5, we're covering women's fashion with our moderator, Samantha Goodstadt. And then an old friend of mine, even though she's still a baby, Lo Bosworth is here. She is our keynote. In college, I slept on her apartment floor in Santa Barbara, so we are very old friends and very comfortable with each other. And she is just so likable and lovable that you're going to have a blast with her. And don't forget all the in-store parties at the end of the day. I'm also taking over the Fashion Island social today. So if you feel like you have any advice, like our panelists gave to you, that you want to give to the world, come on over, and I would love for you to go live with me. And I want to close with one final moment. I read something on Instagram, because that's where I get all the hot news, and that's where I get all the hot inspiration, and everything my mom tags me and inspires me every day.
I mean, don't we all?
Right? My mom, her name on Instagram is 50 Shades of Donna, so you can imagine the kinds of things she tags me in. But she tagged me in something the other day that said, try to be perfect and be admired. Followed up with, but be authentic and be loved. And I love that because we cover so much social media here. You're all taking pictures, you're all posting. You all want people to know that you're here, right? Because they're not, and you're cooler. But just know that, have an authentic voice in that. And that is why all these to my left, they have these amazing careers because they were authentic doing it, and they are celebrated to a point where they are invited here to one of the most beautiful shopping centers in the country to tell you what is going on with them. So if you really use authenticity in your social and in your being and in your heart, anything is possible. I'd like to thank Simply for having us. Round of applause for everyone here. Please stick around because the panels get prettier and prettier as the day goes on. No offense, guys.
That's true.
Thank you so much. We'll step up here to smile for a couple pictures for you so we get in the sunlight. And let's have a little party.